Hey guys, would you like to improve and maximize your relationship? What if we could actually learn from our experiences in a restaurant on how to improve our communication skills with our partner or coworker or kids? I'd love to share with you how that works. Are you ready? Let's get connected. So picture that you're entering into a restaurant and you go and sit down and the server comes towards you. What the server is first thinking is, and their first objective is that they'd like to receive a really great tip. In fact, that's part of the reason that they're there, is to get the tip. They want the reward. But they also realize that they need to go through a few fundamental and essential steps in working with people in order to get that reward. And just like us in relationships, the same thing holds true, is we're looking for the reward. We're still looking to get back from our significant other or a coworker. We're looking to get something back within a relationship, although we're also looking to give. So how does this kind of dynamic duo work between the back and forth and give and take? Let me explain this. So as the server comes up to the table, they're going to do a few things. The first is that they're going to actually get curious and find out exactly what you need. And there needs to be a level of clarity around that. And so they might engage with you and say, what are your favorite tastes? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Even if you ask them, what do you think I should get? They're still going to probably turn it back to you if they're good. And they're going to say, hey, listen, why don't you consider this if you like spicy? Why don't you consider this and this if you like more salty? And so they'll find through inquiry and through questioning just exactly what you're wanting. And so that's a first essential step in any communication, is to get curious and to ask questions. The second thing that we can do in building communication in a relationship is we could then listen carefully. As they ask the questions and project that out, they're going to listen to the feedback that comes back to them so that they can internalize that and get an idea as to what you're wanting. And that goes into the memory bank, and they start to store that as memory. And so us in relationship, we got to first ask the question and then stay very open and curious and listening to hear the feedback and response. Now, so oftentimes in communication, it ends up being a one-way dialogue where you ask the question, but you're kind of tuned out of the answer. And you forget, and you're not listening, and you're not embracing what they're actually giving you as feedback. So this is essential in communication relationships, that you listen, like fully listen back. And then you're going to have a great idea as to what they actually said. Because then in the third step, what you're going to do is you're going to show them that you actually listened. So when a server repeats back to you exactly what you ordered, oftentimes you're amazed as to how they actually did that. And a great server is going to be able to repeat back to you exactly what you said and precisely. Why? Does that amaze us in such a great way? Is because we feel extremely validated. We feel heard in that moment. So imagine if your partner or spouse or someone that you love repeated back to you with clarity exactly what you said. You'd feel so good about that. You'd feel so heard and so connected. So those are the three major steps that I see in communication. And once the server does that, you're going to be more than gracious in giving them a nice reward as long as the rest of the meal turns out. They've taken the time to get curious and to know you. The second is they've listened very carefully to you. And the third is they've validated by returning that data back to you so that you know you've been heard. And if we do that in a relationship, we're going to be so much more open to giving. So that give and receive is a two-way ticket. You got what I want, but I need to meet your needs. I need to validate you. I show you that I'm listening, show you that I love you. And so those are the three steps. One, get curious and ask questions. The second is to listen carefully. And then the third is to repeat back exactly what you've heard precisely. So tell me which one of those three that you tend to struggle with, and give yourself some advice. And also, if you want, let's click on subscribe and see if we can join our YouTube network, and also join StephenFonso.com. Would love to see you there.